Yeah, I did just fact check Josh. He is indeed sixth place in original mode, any percent.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So,
All right, Josh, take it away, man.
212.
212.01. Yep.
01.
Oh shoot.
Oh shoot.
Boom. I'm good at things.
And again, I can definitely beat that. Jay just like really wants to hang out.
All right, Josh, go ahead, man. You can start your review.
Welcome. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is the game I'm going to be reviewing today. So we're going to do kind of a two-part. I'm going to review it pretty briefly as a game as a whole, and then I'm going to review it from a speedrunner's perspective. This is the first game I have competitively speedrun in which I am putting my times on the record board and have actually achieved a world record time. So for me, this is my debut into like actual speedrunning. I'm going to be reviewing it as a not really, now I would say intermediate to advanced in this game, at least as a speedrunner. So I'm not a pro, just know that. So, you know, if a pro hears this video, you know, you can correct me. I don't fucking know.
I mean, he's more of a pro than Paul and I are.
Yeah, you got the number 6 record. So like I realize you're not paid to do it.
I would postulate the top 10 is pro status, dog.
Yeah.
Ah, shucks. Okay, so like I said, I'm good enough to at least you know, give my opinion, I feel like at that point. This game was developed by Retro Studios and it came out February 14, 2014, although it was re-released on the Switch in 2018, fact check. March, okay. I'm not 100%. I got it day one when it came out on the Switch, and I traded in my old copy actually because I just wanted it on the Switch and I felt no reason to have the old copy. I don't know, I do that sometimes, but only when it's literally the exact same game. That being said, the new version also has funky mode. So there is a category for funky mode. I can't really run it because the mechanics are a little different, at least yet. Funky is all the characters built into one. So he's OP. He has 5 health instead of 2 like all the other characters have. It's absolutely disgusting. He's pretty much if you want to play the game as OP as possible without like, you know, using more techniques that are original to each Kong. I prefer the original way to play because that's what I started on in 2014 when this came out. Anyway, that being said, my record is on the Switch, and that's the one we're going to be doing. Played on the Switch, available on the Wii U and the Switch. What did I like about this game? I don't even know if I have to like say, because I am a humongous Donkey Kong fan, and it's absolutely the most nostalgic franchise in my opinion, for me at least. In my other opinion, it is the best platforming franchise that exists, period. Mario is incredible. Rayman, Metroid is kind of a platformer. All those other ones, they're great. You know, I love it.
When it comes to 2D platforming, right?
When it comes to 2D platforming, correct. I'm talking about 2D side-scrolling platforming, left to right specifically, you know, like that OG formula. Literally always left to right. It's like that perfect original formula that you get. And in that regards, like even Celeste up there and all these amazing new ones. Donkey Kong still, in my opinion, is the best franchise. Like Adam was mentioning it the other day, like the mechanics are very unique to this game. Like the roll is super fast. The controls are extremely tight. And the jump is very unique in that you can do variations of it. Like he noticed that you can dip down and then jump up at the lowest point of your jump. Like you have quite a lot of time. Like sometimes like a full drop before you have to like jump up and your full recovery is back at that point. Every time you land on a bad guy, you get full launch and additional jump potential. Plus it renews your secondary jump if you have Dixie or Diddy or Cranky or whoever. Multiple ways to play. I always play with Dixie because she gives you like kind of like you can fall really deep and then kind of like pick yourself up. Or if you're trying to get just a little higher at the height of your jump, she's good for that. Diddy like prolongs the length of your jump. And Cranky is a bounce guy. The top player uses Cranky like exclusively, except for a few parts, because you get a lot of momentum from him. That being said, he is the most difficult to play with. So we're working on that. I really like Dixie. So that's who I play with. Just my style. You know what I mean? But the gameplay is incredible. It's absolutely a fucking brilliant platformer where you can play it slow and smell the roses. There's tons of things to collect in every single level and extra levels and bonus features. Everything, including funky mode, an entirely new game, basically, like a new way to play in the Switch version. And the content is very, very large. So I would say that's another huge plus. But the controls and the platforming and the way the levels are built is just tried and true Nintendo style. Perfect for going slow and smelling the roses, like I said, or if you go all out, the level accommodates that. It's ultimate level trust, where literally you can close your fucking eyes and like feel yourself landing on the bad guys. All out jumps, perfect, you know, balance, and Everything is amazing. You rarely have to stop and like go like, oh, I shouldn't do that. Like you're always able to just go 90%, 99% of the time. What didn't I like about the game? All right, what's the next one? All right.
There's got to
If I'm
be
being-
something.
if I'm
Let's
being
have a critical eye
perfectly-
here, you know?
If I'm being 100% honest with myself, there there's so much in this game. Like there's even a hard mode. Like I don't even know what I can say. There's like I can't say like there's no new game plus or anything like that. Time trial isn't co-op. There's no online co-op. Is that even a knock? Like I'm really trying.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, part of Donkey Kong for me was always co-op.
Yes, but so there is couch co-op, which is incredibly good. Incredibly good. Me
Yeah.
and Colin played this when it first came out. It's amazing. There's no co-op for hard mode. Hard mode is basically you get to pick any Kong and you get that Kong with 1 health. So the whole point of it is to have 1 health. So I understand that's why you don't get a secondary Kong, because then you can't really
Right.
die as easily.
Mm.
Some of the loading is actually kind of annoying, if I'm being perfectly honest. I would say that this game didn't enhance much from the Wii U version. Graphically, it's slightly touched up, funky mode edition, but then none of the actual assets of the software were changed, I think. So all the loading times and initial like staggering, which occasionally happens.
I mean, that's
is
a
there.
drawback from
It is
just
a
the
drawback.
Switch being basically
Yeah.
the same console, just stuffed
Yeah.
into a
Yeah, especially
a
for
handheld.
port.
You know, like as
Yeah.
far as its power capabilities, it's not much stronger than the Wii U.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. And yet that shows and things like that. Like even still, like as a runner, it actually gives me time to breathe in those parts. So like I
Yeah.
don't mind that it's like that. That being said, it would be like 30, 40 minutes. It would probably be legit 25 minutes less without loading. Like actually. Now I don't really know, but like it sounds like about that. Each loading screen could be 10 to 15 seconds, and we're playing 30 levels, and there's an intro and an outro loading screen. So that can be a lot. Not to mention you have to skip a cutscene for each boss, which is like 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
that adds up. It's not nothing. I know it sounds like nothing for people that just play casually, but these are things that like I'll literally be looking at a loading screen and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if this was like Paul and Zach said, there's no loading screens on the PS5 and like I could just literally press like the Super Nintendo. I can press A and the level begins.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can't do that on the Switch. So I will say that is one. It's really a hardware limitation more than it is a software limitation. That being said, they
Right.
could have probably enhanced it to a degree. I don't really know. I will potentially kick points off for that, but I don't know. Can I? Because it is hardware.
It's fair.
I mean, yeah. Yes, you can.
Okay.
If it's detracting in some way from the game experience, you can totally take that.
Oh, I have another one. There is one more thing I don't like about this game, and it's that it's not even something that I don't like, but it could easily have been replaced with just what the game is instead of this. So being a side-scrolling platformer, there are sometimes minecart levels, there's underwater levels, there's different ways to play. There's also a fucking Flappy Bird level, which is like you jump into a rocket barrel and you basically press the A button to go up and down. Anyone who thinks
God.
I'm rolling the Kong when they watch this, no, I'm literally pressing the A button only. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you press
Yeah.
A, go up,
Yeah.
drop. And so
I mean, that's fun if you were playing a mobile game, but for like a
yeah. They're very sluggish, especially as a runner. They're each 2+ minutes long, which is nearly double the time. Like the last one is like 2:30, which is double the time of even the final levels in the game. Like they're all like 1:15.
Yeah.
So that's really annoying because they could just be regular platforming levels, and I would be a lot happier knowing that. So I will say that was kind of added in because it was in Donkey Kong Country Returns. And they were like, let's add all the minecarts in that. But like minecart levels are traditional to Donkey Kong Country. They're incredible. It's not the same thing. So I think that could be removed from the next Donkey Kong Country, and I would be happier for that. I'm not mad at the game, but they could have been platforming levels. I might take points off of that, actually. Yeah. Let's see. So that's really all I didn't like about the game. How was the story? It's literally the most fleshed out story any Donkey Kong Country game has ever had. You get a really awesome cutscene in the beginning showing the Kongs having Donkey Kong's birthday, and then the bad guys like swoop in and freeze over the island, and Donkey Kong's like pissed, and they all like gang up to like go in, and then the level starts seamlessly from the cutscene. It's great. And then the end is you kick his ass and kick him off the island, and it becomes lush and beautiful again. And you're like, wow, that's pretty much what happens in every single other Donkey Kong Country.
Mhm.
But the cinematics are the best in this one, if we're being real. So yeah, it's what you get. It's not Zelda, but it's good. How was the art? Fantastic. It looks beautiful. His fur, great. Everything. Like, it's really good for a platformer, I will say. Retro Studios does a great job. How is the music? There's not a scale high enough. I will say the music is the best part of the game. As much as I talk up every other aspect of the game, it is absolutely flawless.
So it's on par with like Donkey Kong Country 1, which has some of the most iconic video game music of all time.
I would say it's on par with Donkey Kong Country 2, which I think is better than 1 even.
Really?
I think that 2 is the best soundtrack, and then followed by Tropical Freeze.
Classic.
I know. Listen to 2. I'm telling you. So the reason I like
I used to have the CD. Like, listen to the CD.
Trust me. 1, 2, and 3 all hits for me, all 10s. Something about 2 just does it for me. I will say it might be because David Wise was given full creative control on that one, and the other 2 he had partners. So he was literally the only one holding the reins on 2, and that might have been it. And that was the same with Tropical Freeze, except he had like a team of people like backing up to help him work faster, but not deciding how the music was arranged. It was all him. In my opinion, he and Koji Kondo and Grant Kirkhope, to an extent, are the 3 best video game musicians. Even they're fucking incredible, especially him and Kondo. Absolutely stupid. This is an incredible soundtrack. Literally, just type in Tropical Freeze soundtrack later, and you'll have a blast.
It's in my painting rotation.
Oh, really? Oh,
yep.
Yes. And there are some that are good, and there are some that are out of this world good. Like same with Country 1 for me. That in my opinion,
Country 1 is so good.
It's amazing.
Good. In my opinion, 2 has no bad songs. And I'm not saying any of them are bad songs. 2 has the most perfect songs, maybe is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not knocking any of them. Literally my favorite franchise for platforming. So I just think this is an incredible, incredible soundtrack. As good as it all is, this is the best part of the game, is the soundtrack, which is nuts. Like, that adds, if it didn't have the soundtrack, I would not be as into this game for sure. Sound design is incredible. It's a platformer. You go boop, you go and the bad guy goes and you're a monkey, and you go boop, and then makes that sound. You know, like barrel crashes.
A lot of boops and
It sounds like it's
so.
Good, you know?
What you're saying, Nintendo, is we should just hire Josh next time you have to do a Donkey Kong soundtrack. He'll do them all vocally, and it'll be fine.
100%. All the boops and the
When I play a sequel, of course, I am waiting with bated breath, and the entire community of Donkey Kong fans is waiting very patiently for Retro to come out with another game. Retro Studios was said to have been working on another game, and now no one knows what's going on.
Wait, so in addition to Prime?
Isn't that crazy? Before they got rehired for Prime, it was said that they were working on a game. So, and then Nintendo came to them and scrapped their old, whoever was, please, fact check me on all this, but this is my memory of it. They scrapped the old company and rehired Retro, so potentially they scrapped their old project, which no one knows if it was Donkey Kong. This is, again, the hearsay. Like, people see that the last one was Retro Studios, and they hear Retro is working on a game, and we think, hopefully it's the new Donkey Kong Country. So that's really all. What are you seeing, Zach? Anything?
Nothing specific. Just
this might have
the
been
same
like
sort
Reddit,
of stuff that you.
Shit. Nothing.
Yeah,
specific.
it's just a Reddit dive.
Yeah,
Reddit
very possible. It was just sketches that were like crap or whatever, because now they're working on Metroid. If before the end of the life cycle of the Switch it comes out, I'll be ecstatic. Let's see.
Yeah.
Overall rating and impression. Am I doing that, or am
Mike, closer to your face.
Am I doing the overall rating and impression, or am I going to the Speedrunner variation? Okay, and then I'm going to give my second half of the review, but it's going to be pretty quick too. This wasn't that quick. Overall rating and impression. Granted, the Flappy Bird levels and the other thing I said, the loading screens and all that, everything else about this game is flawless, and it has perfect gameplay, perfect music and sound design. It is perfect. I was playing Donkey Kong Country 1 earlier, and I switched back to Tropical Freeze because I was like, I kind of want to like roll as fast as possible, honestly. It just feels so damn good to play, and anyone who hasn't played this game should 100% pick it up. I give this game a 9.8 overall.
Honestly, I'm watching the gameplay, and like the rolling reminds me of Sonic, and I'm sitting here thinking Sonic should take notes from this.
This perfects what Sonic, like, you could easily put some loop-de-loops in this game
Mhm.
and it would feel nuts. It would
Yeah.
feel incredible. Like, they could do a lot with the next Donkey Kong, I think, and I would still be on board. Like, this did a lot over the old countries, and I think it still stayed very faithful.
Yeah.
This
Like
feels
the
very
fluidity
faithful.
of this rolling is what Sonic wants to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, and that you feel control, like it
Mhm.
has untethered momentum, and you can really fucking gain momentum and just like launch. Every bad guy you hit boosts it. It's like crazy. Or you can stop yourself and like fine tune your jumping, but you have real control, unlike Sonic. Like if it looks like it doesn't even look like I'm out of control. It looks like I have plenty of it right here. That's the
Mhm.
thing, and like that is the case. So for anyone who's looking for an extremely tight platformer, like, oh my god, I saved myself right there. That was good. Just like absolutely recommend 9.8 though, as I was saying. Absolutely, really only losing points for mild for the Flappy Bird levels. They are still fun, I will say. Like if I
Mhm.
had to only play those, I wouldn't be playing this game. But to
Mhm.
put one in each world, and each world has 10 to 12 levels per world, a lot of them being secret and alternate routes, and like there's so much in this game. One of them is a Flappy Bird level, and when I'm speed running it, I only play 3 out of 30 levels. So it's really not horrible. 6.5 to 7 minutes of my entire run is dedicated to them. So it's really not that big of a sacrifice, in my opinion.
Nice.
It is still fun, and it gives you kind of a reprieve from like the hyper focus of the platforming. As you can see, you have to be on.
Mhm.
um, let's see. And then, so it's only 43 bucks right now. 100% worth it. Are you joking? I would pay so much money for this game. I bought it
Yeah.
twice. This game is absolutely worth full
I
price
saw
at
it
40
used on eBay for 11 too.
for $11.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you get it used, whatever, it's not like a game that really requires you to get it fresh out of the box since it's not a brand new game right now. Like, get a used one, whatever. Any way to play this game, I highly recommend. Anything under $100 is a good deal for this game, and at 100, you should still consider it. I'm not even joking; it's so fucking good. And then for the secondary, I'm going to be reviewing it quickly as a speedrunning game. So as a new runner, I really look for games that feel fluid and that feel like you have unlimited potential and control, and you can memorize routes, but also learning the skill is what makes you good at the run. So in my opinion, I have a lot of these levels down. Like they're in my mind, but at the same time, it's also being remembered as I'm rolling through them. So it's a lot of reaction, a lot of, oh yeah, this part, like, oh yeah, like I remember I have to do this when this happens. But the game gives you insane control on the insane just control over all of it, that you just get to react in real time. So like if something happens that you forgot or don't expect, you're able to use your skills to just like kind of acclimate to the environment. It's just perfectly built for that, so that if you're like, I don't remember this level at all for some reason, there's going to be that formula of just go and then jump. Oh, perfectly landed on that bad guy because the game was made like that. Oh, here comes a rolling sequence and some awesome fucking shit in a row. Like, oh, here comes a little puzzle section where you're gonna bounce off stuff. It's just like always tried and true and always fresh. So there's
Mhm.
never like a time where you walk into a level and you're like, I genuinely don't know what to do. Like, what is happening right now? Amazing for speedrunning. If we take out the loading times, this makes it a perfect speedrunning game because you can just go untethered.
Mhm.
There's no weird sections where you have to like. You really don't glitch this game. You just use your amazing skills and memory of the maps to pretty much just go. And you're looking for like not even frame perfect jumps. There's actually quite a bit of room for error and for different routes. I am a Dixie player, and I think the second place, I can't remember, but I think he's a Dixie player. Number one is Cranky, but like you can definitely use different Kongs to get the
Mhm.
same result. There's different ways to play. It's not You're not locked into, oh, I have to learn this route. I have to learn exactly how this person plays. No, you can build your own style and perfect it. You still have to perfect your route, but you definitely can be flexible. This game is just huge for that because you're not locked into one way to play.
So what sets this apart from say other like say Metroid or
Mm, yeah.
Mario any number of other Mega Man, any number of other
Yeah.
games that you could pick to speedrun?
Mm,
Like what
good
really
point.
sets this apart from a lot of other games?
For me, it is adrenaline. It is an absolute rush to play this game. It makes you feel incredible to run it. And I am really good at Super Mario World, all these Mario games. Like, I'm not great at Super Metroid, but I could run that in probably a few hours and it would feel really good, you
Yeah.
know? And like stuff like that. Even Dread, I'm pretty sure I could like run really fast.
Oh,
now.
Dread we could do
Yeah,
pretty easily,
we
I
could
think, at
eat
this
that
point.
to bits. But regardless, when you play Donkey Kong, you pick it up and it's never like, oh, let me start the beginning. Oh, I can only deal like a little damage. Oh, I can only run this fast. Oh, I only have this power. Or, you know, when am I going to get the cape so I can like keep that and run through the whole level like this in Super Mario World? No. You grab the first fucking barrel you see and you fucking roll full speed immediately. And even Donkey Kong is incredible. His roll builds an incredible amount of momentum thrust just right off the bat. You can literally, your first roll, the first thing you do is start out as Donkey Kong. And then if you play correctly, you shouldn't lose a Kong throughout the rest of the game. So this is really the only moment you're using just Donkey Kong. But you literally, you're like, oh, no Kong. Huge momentum thrust, launch yourself into the water. And he's just so agile underwater too. You don't even need a barrel to make him incredible. Arguably way slower to play the game just as him. I'm sure there's a category for Kongless, or hard mode maybe as one of them. But the point stands that you can even play it really incredibly as just him. But the second you touch that barrel, which is literally 10, 15 seconds into the level, you are off. You're at maximum power right then and there, right at the beginning of the game. If you know what I mean, like arguably more amazing in the beginning levels that you are perfect at. Like my first half of the game, so perfect. So just eating those levels just feels godly. I'm just consuming these levels that I just have so down, and you know it feels amazing. Like it's not even like a home stretch where you're just like consuming the whole game.
Yeah.
It's like,
so what
amazing.
What you were talking earlier before the show about how you had like a really tight first half of the run and kind of on the back nine things turned around for you during this one in particular. Like what is there certain parts of the game or certain mechanics of the game that as a speedrunner can throw a monkey wrench into things, no pun intended, because of Kong.
I actually skipped a category that ties in. I skipped a category that ties into the answer to this. Actually, I forgot. Was the game difficult? The first half of the game, I am amazing at. Incredible, flawless. The second half of the game ramps up the difficulty so much that it takes really perfect performance to not have errors. The slightest error just throws you to your death, and you can lose 30 seconds to a minute at a time. It is really intense. So for me, the front nine, back nine principle is, can you put your whole game together? Does this work as a full game or not? Let's see. So certain games, Super Mario 64, let's say, or whatever. Let's say Super Mario World, so we can stick to platforming. This is a game that is really just as easy the whole way through. You get your cape or whatever, and by the time you like get the cape in the second world, you can crush the whole game. There is more difficulty, but for the most part, you just have to be a little more Mario-esque, dodging more people, jumping on more bad guys, whatever. In Donkey Kong, the platforming becomes so much tighter as it goes, and it is a very hard game in the beginning. If you're just picking this up and you're not well versed in platforming, this will be hard right off the bat. Level 1 will be a little hard for you actually, and all the way through it'll get much more difficult. But when you hit the water world 4, halfway through the game, it really just ramps up. So for me, this is like a flawless 10 on the first half. Like aside from the Flappy Bird levels, because of the ease of play for me. Like it just feels so smooth and amazing. And then it does get really tricky in the second half. So to sandwich it together as a speedrunner, it is very hard because I find that I'm having to study the second half of the game so much more because your performance slows at once the second hour comes. Like after you pass the first hour of running this game, there is like some fatigue and you're now getting 10 times harder platforming puzzles basically. So that begs the question, like, is it worth it to run? Yes, but at the same time, you really have to practice a lot of these patterns. And by patterns, I mean like just like precise jumping, like your dip roll jumps, like get your momentum good. Are we going to jump thoroughly on these bad guys? Or are we going to play it safe and kind of like just, run around them type thing? Like when do I use my ultimate to kind of like kill everyone in the room? That's something cool also. I like that. But these things become much more difficult and on-the-fly decisions in the second half of the game, especially the last world, which can crumble a run. It crumbled my run. Anyway, so that being said, that is something to be worth considering if you have a lot of fun playing a game, can you sandwich the entire game together as a runner?
So I would also point out, the same sort of thing happened to me when I was playing Super Metroid a couple weeks ago. I know the first half of that game like the back of my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
I know every block I need to blow up. I can race right through it. And as soon as I hit the 50% mark, I'm like,
yeah,
what do?
It's wild. Yeah, like today.
What's nice about Donkey Kong, if my memory serves me correctly, is you can go back and play levels and practice them. Where Metroid, you just have to go all the way back to the beginning
that is a
play it all again.
Game,
and you're just like, I'm so sick of playing this stuff that I already know. Just let me replay the stuff that I don't.
Yeah, that is super hard, and you would have to get like game splits to be able to like practice those parts, which is only easier on like older games. Like if you're doing that with Dread, you would have to go through that whole game to get to that part again.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like with Super, I could take a save state halfway through the game and just keep reloading that save state. But like even that's a nightmare.
Never used to be the case though. That was those were nightmares where there's a game breaking like run play like at the end. Like I know Super Mario Bros. 3 has the hands at the end that come up. Yeah. It's all RNG. And it's like, Jesus Christ, that is the second to last thing that happens in that run. And it can kill your run. Yeah. Like all the best players said that they've taken thousands of runs before they can get it perfect based on that part alone. Like, can you imagine? Like, so that's something to consider too. Like, if there's a part that fucks you and you're a runner, like, and you love the game still, but like you get to that part and it kills you, like, it might not, you know what I mean? Like, you might have to practice the shit out of that. And if it's not possible to, then that's where it becomes kind of difficult. That being said, you can play the levels over and over in Donkey Kong. There are even items, like if you need to start the level with a certain Kong, because, you know, in the previous level, you would have entered with the Kong in the next level. You can add the Kong to your inventory, or you can just pick up the second controller and turn it into Dixie, and then I can just pick up. Like, it's really cool. There is a time trial mode as well that is world ranked, and that's really fucking amazing. I like that a lot, just for like seeing how fast I can do it and see how I can perfect certain routes. And it literally lets you watch the best players to like see the route. So very cool. Overall, this game is really amazing to speedrun. Loading times are the biggest issue for running this game, but I would probably give it close to the same rating, if not higher. Like if I'm scrapping the old rating and saying how do I think this appeals to people as a running game, and we're just counting the parts that you're actually running, I would say this is near a 10. This is almost a flawless game to be a speedrunner for.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, can you think of any other games that are as well suited or better suited to speedrunning than something like this?
It probably. Oh fuck me.
I mean that could be subjective, but
it's really subjective. I would say that the majority would vote for Super Mario World. I would say that a lot of people would say Super Mario World is the best platformer to run, but if I wasn't saying this game, I'd probably say the original Kongs, because the only other game I say, but you'll hear why I can say that in a sec, that I run is the trilogy run, which is literally 1 through 3 back to back. That's one of my favorite things to do. It literally takes me like 4.5 hours. It is a cool run. There's literally a whole category for that. And that's my favorite fucking thing to do. And I don't think those games are bad. I think if they were made now, they would feel like Tropical Freeze. So we accomplished that, right? So we get the new version. But going back, they're still 10s, but they might not feel as good as Tropical Freeze as far as running is concerned. It's nuts for me to say that. But these games are still incredible untethered momentum. You get the down, and then you can jump up thing. You know, awesome Kong play. You know, you have less health, so it's actually harder. Enemies are more varied, I would say, in the original, and there's less like interesting play. Like there's so much that can happen in Tropical Freeze, like in a sequence. Like, and there's so many new things like swinging ropes are different than they used to be, and there's more like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's new mechanics that were added. Not mechanics, but types of platforming puzzles. So I would say Tropical Freeze might be a better game to speedrun as far as how it feels. Another one that I think is really good is Cuphead. I think that's an incredible game to at least watch people speedrun, but it's not really a platformer.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Celeste, maybe another really incredible platformer, but you don't have unlimited potential like you do right off the bat in Donkey Kong. You're just like, how hard? I have to wait till this time to get the Varia suit. So no, you just get the Kong, you're good. You're as ultimate as you can possibly be the moment you start the game. It's really, really incredible. So I don't know. For me, maybe I haven't found it yet. A lot of people say the Mega Mans are really, really incredible like that too, but I just like going fast as fuck. Sonic doesn't do it for me.
Mega Man suffers from the same thing that Sonic does. It's really tough to practice.
It's tough to practice
with some mitigation.
Well, the nice thing about Mega Man is you can select any level, so you can sit there and pick which one that you want to perfect, and then once you've got that down, you can pick a different Robot Master and go on. You know.
But you want to have the right power ups for the right thing, and
I think the problem with Sonic is the levels are too disjointed to really take advantage of your momentum the way that something like this does. You know,
I don't. So
such a strange choice for a game based on momentum.
Like for Donkey Kong, if you're about to hit a wall. You know what I mean? And like your momentum is huge, and then there's just going to be a huge obstacle. It will give you like a fucking ramp. It'll let you know that there's a huge jump coming up. Like it always sets you up. And if you miss it, okay, now you're going to hit the wall. But like Sonic, it's like you're just like running, boom, and I'm like, okay, what? Or I hit a boingy thing that just shoots me straight up, and then I lose all my momentum. Like, or I hit a bad guy that's just for some rereason there, but I'm going 100 miles an hour. How am I supposed to see that? So I think Sonic is poop. I get what they were trying to do, but anyway, that's my review of Donkey Kong. Absolutely one of the best fucking platformers ever. If you own a Switch, you should own this game.
Fantastic. All right. Well, hey, let's switch back over and we'll talk more about the Game Awards coming up. Give some more predictions and nominees. 1 second.
We'll even do the big one today.
We will do the big one today. 1 second.